I just want to stress to you guys how important keyword list is. And I know it's a simple thing and it's kind of an afterthought for some people. And some of you guys went through the training and you just kind of tossed it together and you probably didn't do it correctly. You got the wrong keywords or you just haphazardly did it. I'm telling you guys, that's part of the problem that you're running into. When we sit down to write content, the keywords, these are the words that we want to rank for. These are the ones where when people type them in, we want to show up. They tell us what our actual content is about. Our keywords guide us because they tell us we need to make sure that our content, we can weave 5 to 7 core keywords into this content. They tell us what our content's about. They also tell us what we should name our anchor text, like I just really told you for our backlinking. They also tell us what we should put as our page title, what we should put in our meta descriptions, what we should write in our ad copy. They tell us what we should name our images because Google bots do not have eyes, but they can read image files and we should be naming them keywords. We're going to get to all of this. So that's number one, is that's what it is. That's what we're talking about, is actually what are the keywords that we want to rank for. Number two, why exactly is this so important? If not done correctly, your CPC will not be correct. You go and type in DIY concrete, Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's $1.50. Cool, bro. I don't want one single person coming to my website that's looking for DIY because that person is not interested in my service. They're interested in doing it themselves. I don't want to rank for cheap concrete, Las Vegas, Nevada. I don't. And so if I'm taking those keywords that are incorrect and I'm putting them in SEMrush and they're spitting back, there's 100 search volume per month at $2 and I'm jacked out of my mind, that doesn't tell you the full story. What if you go and search the main keyword, which is concrete with Las Vegas, Nevada, and you find out that the cost per click is $9 per click and there's only 10 volume and it's super competitive. This also, if not done correctly, you will not know how competitive that city and niche really is. You won't know if you should even move forward with the due diligence. You're going to write all the content completely wrong. You might write content the way it should be written, but you wrote it for the wrong keywords, which then tells Google incorrectly what your website's about. And it just goes on. And then you're never going to rank for the keywords you want to rank for, which means you're not going to get the traffic that you need to get, which means you're not going to convert the leads, which means the business owner is not going to get enough leads, which means the business owner is not going to make money, which means business owner is going to cancel, which means you're going to go, why is this not working? It's a snowball effect. And it literally starts with the keyword list. And guys, when I first got started, the training that I took was very thin. And I didn't know, and it didn't make sense to me that I needed to look at multiple keywords when I was looking at my due diligence. It didn't make sense to me that I should look at concrete and concrete contractors and concrete patio and concrete walkway and concrete sidewalk. I just typed in concrete. And if it looked good, I went for it. And if it didn't look good, I didn't go for it. One keyword. How does that make any sense? And when I did my towing website, my very first towing website, I typed in one keyword, towing, and it happened to look good. And I went for it. And I got lucky as a dog because it actually was good, but I didn't know that at the time and it worked. And guys, as I always say, a lot of times that very first deal is a laydown and you just have to keep looking for the laydown. I want to go over a couple of things just to make sure that we have the outline of how to properly do it. And again, this is in the training. This isn't something that I've never covered before, but I want to make sure it's being done properly and that you guys aren't fumbling right there. Number one is you need to open up whatever tool you're going to use. I'm going to use SEMrush for this because that's just the tool that I pay for. And you're going to make a list of 10 to 15 main keywords. Could be more, could be less. Maybe you come up with 7, maybe you come up with 17. You need to come up with 10 to 15. Next, you're going to look inside that list. You're going to look for the core keywords. You're going to look for that top 5 to 7. Just so you know, on that first part, when you're coming up with your main keywords, you're going to go strictly off of volume. You're going to look at what are the most highly searched terms across the nation. You don't need to put the city that you're looking at because typically people in, let's say, Maine are also searching the same way that people in California. It could be slightly different, but it's pretty similar. So just look at the numbers across the country. You don't need to put a city in there. Also, do not add keywords that are outside the scope of focus. So a good example, when you're doing concrete, are you doing a website that targets only decorative concrete? Because those are two different type of companies. There's a few companies I've come across that do decorative and flat work, but a lot of the companies that I've dealt with only do flat work. Or the ones that I know that do decorative, they only do decorative. So are you somebody that's going to target decorative concrete, flat work concrete, or are you going to try and bite both off. And if you do try and bite both off, just understand you are going to be going against more competition. And I would have you consider that you may want to do 2 separate websites potentially. So make sure we don't have anything in there that is outside the scope of focus. So you just got to make sure that you're not adding keywords that just don't make any sense. Then we're going to use our intuition. We're going to narrow it down to 5 to 7 core keywords, and we are going to create our expanded lists. We have to have our fundamentals dialed in. And I know for some of you guys that have been doing this a long time, you're going, oh my gosh, we're talking about keyword lists and then due diligence. And like, yeah, we are. And you know what? These fundamentals are what make us money. These fundamentals are what move the needle. These fundamentals are what allow us to go into the right cities, the right projects, and the right niches and freaking rank websites. This is how we win.